Now, what you want to do with your broccoli seedlings is if you happen to overseed and they're really crowded, you want to just trim them out to about maybe a foot apart. Yeah, because otherwise they're not going to have any room to really get some sunlight.
Ryan, that is some quality broccoli growing advice.
It's true. Yeah,
because this podcast is called the Broccoli Barn.
Broccoli Barn,
and we are the world's #1 source for all your broccoli farming and cultivation questions.
That's true. If you have questions about broccoli, I have maybe 2 answers.
Email us at broccolispears@gmail.com.
Yep.
And we will answer all of your questions about please keep it broccoli related only.
Only broccoli.
Let's keep it professional.
I don't.
We're running a serious podcast here.
I don't take questions about cauliflower.
No.
Or Romanesco.
Romanesco. What a joke.
What a joke plant. Hey, anyway.
You know what else is a joke?
Our podcast.
That whole bit.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Bear vs. Man cast.
It is.
This is episode 6. It's March 25th. In the year of our Lord 2015.
Uh-oh.
And I'm Nick.
You're Ryan.
You're Ryan.
I am.
And this is the famous video game podcast about nothing, where we talk about what we played this week, and what's going on in video games, and then just kind of bullshit it for a little bit.
It's about 80% bullshit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say we talk about a solid amount of video games. We also talk a little bit about how you didn't stream last Thursday.
Oops.
Explain yourself.
I owe
everyone an explanation.
I do. I got the night off, and then I went out to dinner, and while I was out to dinner, I drank too much.
Uh-oh.
And then I came home, and I drank more, and then I forgot to stream.
I think I speak on behalf of the entire community when I say that I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
You got something planned for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna play Bloodborne.
Okay.
Live on camera.
Yeah, that game's good. And we'll talk.
We're gonna talk a bunch about that.
I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't think you should give up on Dark Souls.
I might.
Please don't.
Well, at least for a little while.
All right.
I played it for a total of 1 whole times on the internet. Oops.
All right, sure.
But yeah, tomorrow, Bloodborne. I'm going to say 11 a.m.
I'd actually get people watching it, because people would actually watch that game.
And then everybody can make fun of me, because I'm very bad.
Well, you apparently made it farther than I did.
I don't know how that's possible.
I just didn't really play for that long yesterday.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, we should just get into it.
Bloodborne came out yesterday. Shit's crazy.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about it. I was looking forward to it big time, and everybody's playing it because everybody has a PS4 apparently in the whole world.
Yeah, and everybody wants something to play on it.
Yep, that's a fact.
Bloodborne is that.
It definitely is. How long did you play for yesterday, approximately?
Oh God, I would probably say about 4 hours.
Yeah, I probably got a solid 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost got so frustrated. I was just like, if I die this time, I'm going to restart my character, or I'm going to look up where the next lantern is.
Yeah, I've only found that one lantern in Central Yarnum. I only found the one.
I found a shortcut back to it.
Yeah, I made a shortcut as well, but I'm dying for another lantern because that area is huge.
Yeah, it stresses me out.
Yep.
How huge it is. I've been looking for a lantern and literally giving me anxiety.
Yep.
In the worst possible way, because I'm like, Souls games, I know it's not a Souls game, but it
is. Let's get real here.
Souls games give you more checkpoints than that, except for Demon Souls, which I heard it's more so maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I feel like that shortcut, that was the last thing I did before I stopped playing last night. I was like, oh.
Uh-huh.
I was almost so fed up with the game, I had to just stop just take a break out of anger. And then I got to that point, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this changes everything. Like, I'm so looking forward to playing again. Like, I can go and explore with more ease, and like, I'm really excited to get back into it because I didn't get to play last night. Because some crazy stuff happened. Can I tell you a story of how I acquired Bloodborne?
I want to know. I want to know everything.
Okay. Everything?
Everything. Start with the beginning. So, when were you conceived?
I don't know.
It's 9 months minus your birthday.
Not exactly. I'm sure it's not that specific.
It's not, but it's pretty close enough. Anyway, Bloodborne. So, let's skip it for you.
A month ago, I pre-ordered the collector's edition of Bloodborne on Amazon.com. And funny story about that, I love Steelbox cases, especially for games that I know I'm going to like or whatever.
Sure.
And I knew it, like Dark Souls 2 was released in a Steelbox case for free. It was just like if you pre-ordered it soon enough, you'd get a Steelbox case.
Yeah, that's true.
Which was awesome.
Yep.
Bloodborne, it costs like $20 extra because it gives you a digital soundtrack, which is appealing to me because my computer doesn't have a CD drive in it.
Mm-hmm.
And some other stuff. It's Steelbox and art book and digital soundtrack. And I was like, okay, well, I really want that, but I don't know how to justify spending the extra $20. So when I knew I had to place a pre-order soon, one night I just had like 4 beers, and then suddenly the collector's edition seemed like a really good idea.
Ooh, yeah.
And so I pre-ordered it. That was like a month ago.
Yep.
More than a month ago. So over this past weekend, I moved, and now I have a new address. And so I had to go to Amazon.com, and I said to them, hey, don't send that package to my old place of residence, because that would make me sad. So please send it to my new place of residence. Apparently, that change of address and release date shipping are two things that they are not peanut butter and jelly.
No?
They completely just fuck everything up. And no one actually told me that was the reason, but I read somewhere, like on Amazon's Amazon.com's website, it's in there somewhere. It says, like, by the way, release date shipping. Here's how release date shipping works, and then at the bottom it's like, yeah, if you change your address, it might get kind of fucked.
Oh,
so I had to work all day yesterday. I worked like 11 to 5, and so it's like 3 o'clock, and I look at my phone, and I was like, Bloodborne came out today. I signed up for release date shipping for this product. It's now 3 p.m., and it hasn't even shipped yet.
Uh-oh.
This is going to be a problem. So I sent them an email being like, guys, what's going on? What's up? Why you no send me game? And they're like, sorry, we usually email people when it changes so drastically like that. And they said it was going to come on Friday. And I was like, listen, not only is that not release date shipping, that's not even 2-day shipping.
Yeah, right.
That's like completely ridiculous. This is insane. And so he's like, oh, well, sorry, we should have emailed you, and I'm going to send this to somebody else who might be able to get it shipped faster. But apparently it had already started shipping, so they couldn't like modify it at all. Like it was waiting to go into a truck, and it was kind of out of their hands. And the guy gave me a $5 refund.
Oh.
And I was like, that's not good enough.
It's not.
That's not good enough.
That's not enough. That doesn't make it worth it.
So I called Amazon, which I didn't even know you could do.
Of course you can call Amazon.
I thought they were like online only. Someone once told me that they purposely don't let you call them because they could just lock you out if they don't like you.
That seems goofy, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But I talked to this guy. I can't remember his name. Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. But I wanted to say his name was Clive, but it's not true. I just named him Clive when I couldn't remember his name because he had like a southern drawl.
Hey, good enough for me.
And so he's like, all right, man, listen, I'm a gamer too. What can I do to make this right? I'm not making fun of him. I want to put you in this. He's a really nice guy. Like I'm not making fun of him at all.
I just wasn't expecting such like a okay southern draw from you.
I do all right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, man, There's nothing. I'm inconsolable right now. I need to play Bloodborne tonight. I've been waiting for this game for a long time. I basically own a PS4 because this game was coming, more or less.
Yeah, no, that's probably true.
And I was like, I can't even. I was like, dude, I'm between a rock and a hard place here. I can't cancel my limited edition pre-order because that shit doesn't exist anymore. You can't order it on Amazon. You can't buy it at GameStop.
Yeah, I'm sure they sold through all those real quick.
Most places I called said they only got enough for their pre-orders.
Right.
And which makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
And so I was like, I can't cancel my pre-order and go buy it somewhere else. And he's like, what if I give you $50 so you can go and buy the game tonight and then just keep the one that's being sent in the mail right now? I was like,
yeah, okay.
That literally solves all of my problems 100%, and I have no complaints anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this release date shipping thing isn't working out well. So he upgraded my pre-order for Scholar of the First Sin.
The Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, the Dark Souls 2 re-release.
Yeah.
I played it at the same time. He upgraded that shipping to 1 day, which is better than release date.
Well, release date is still 2. It's just you happen to get it on release day.
Yeah, because they try and send it out early.
Yep.
So I might, I don't know. I'll get that like maybe earlier in the day or maybe the day before.
Maybe.
Like I think the game comes out on the 9th, and he said the delivery estimate is the 8th.
Okay.
So it's cool. I'll just break street date with Skull of the First Sin. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, break street date. Do it.
But yeah, I wish I remember that guy's name. I need to like write him like a nice review on Amazon.com or whatever.
You should.
Not a review. He's not a product on Amazon.com, but you know what I mean.
I
like,
bet you Amazon thinks he is.
Give him feedback. No, he's into it. He said like this whole release date shipping thing has been like a problem for a while.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that he's noticed. I wonder if you like have him deal with that kind of stuff on purpose.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, he's a cool guy. Clyde is not his name.
Nope, it's not.
But after I left work, I just went to Best Buy when who actually still had copies of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And bought that shit and came home and waited like 25 minutes to install the update and then started playing it.
Yeah, that was a big update. Made me grumpy.
Yeah, and I was like, is my internet speed just really bad or something here? Or like,
I think whenever a PS4 game comes out, the server time to like actually download it is pretty intense.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. A lot of people are probably downloading that update
at the same time, yeah.
So, the first thing I got into Dark Souls, and I wanted to get the update so I could play online, because it's a Souls game,
mm-hmm.
So there's all that online connectivity stuff.
Yep.
There's so much stuff in Bloodborne that is, like, directly, like, one-to-one relationship, like, one-to-one direct connection between it and Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the notebook and the orange sigil soapstone, like, the leaving of messages.
Yep.
And like you can see people's phantoms as they die and all that stuff. And I know that there's co-op, but I don't have it yet.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, but apparently it has something to do with insight, and you have to like spend insight to make a thing to summon somebody.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
it seems like insight is kind of like humanity. Yeah, I mean like the souls. What are the blood things
blood echoes?
Blood echoes
is the
those
souls.
are just souls.
Yep.
Although it's really cool the way they do it, that like if an enemy kills you, you have to kill that enemy to get your souls back.
Sometimes,
unless it's a huge enemy. In my experience, it seems like huge enemies don't like trap your souls within them. You can go pick them up off the ground.
Yeah, like I died to the first boss a lot, and he never had my souls. It's only been like weird little hounds or like the funny bird things or.
You got killed by a funny bird thing?
Yeah, only because like 8 of them surrounded me. It was pretty awful.
Yeah, I've noticed that it's just like the smaller enemies.
Yep.
Which is good. Except for at one point there was this long bridge I had to cross, and there were 2 werewolves on it, and I thought I could fuck with them, and I could not.
Oh, you can fuck with them.
Oh, no, you cannot. Dude, they are...
I did.
They are... How? Did you like level up first or something?
No.
Well, I also started... I'm apparently stupid. I started as, like, the last class... not the last class on the list. The second to last class. And I think specializes... I have a high arcane stat.
Oh, I think that's dumb.
I think at some point I might be able to cast magic.
Yeah, I've heard there isn't a lot of magic in this game.
Well...
or any.
Well, the arcane stat has to do something.
It might scale with certain types of guns. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm gonna keep with it. I don't feel like restarting now. I mean, if I hadn't made it to that bonfire lantern.
Yeah, lantern.
I would have potentially restarted my character. Because at that point I was just using items and not getting them back. Which is something that's really frustrating for me about games like that. Although, do you use blood echoes to level up?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, you use blood echoes to level up. You also use them to buy things.
But that's what okay. But you need insight to level up too? You just don't spend insight to level up?
No, you need an insight to unlock the little doll lady.
She's not a little doll lady. She is full human size.
She looks like a doll. She has a weird face.
She is a doll, but she's not little. She is a full-size human doll, and that makes it so much scarier.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I don't think you specifically spend insight to level up, ever. I just think you need to have a certain amount of it to, like, see things in that realm, in the Hunter's Realm dream thing.
The Hunter's Dream?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, I was watching a playthrough of some section of Bloodborne, and, like, this guy had, like, that house, and, like, the door is locked?
Yeah.
There's junk in that house.
Oh, well, you mean, like, the guy and the upgraded equipment?
Yeah, there's junk in there.
I don't have insight, but I went to that house last night before I went to bed.
Oh, really? Mine, it's still locked for me. See, that's shit I don't understand. Yeah.
How the fuck did I unlock it then?
See? Nobody knows.
Somebody knows.
So, yeah, clearly.
All I know is that when I first came to the Hunter's Dream, like when you die for the first time, that shit was closed. And then I made it all the way back to the Hunter. I didn't go back to the Hunter's Dream until I went around the whole level and made it back to the first lantern. Mm-hmm. And then I went to the Hunter's Dream. And I noticed the doors were open, and I upgraded my weapon. And there's like a storage area in there.
Interesting.
Well, see, I didn't want to waste my blood echoes because I was going back out there and I knew I would die, and I didn't even know if they were used for leveling up. I thought you just spent pure insight on leveling up for some reason because I know nothing about this game.
Right.
So I took my 2,800 blood echoes and just bought potions with them. Oh
yeah, I think that's dumb. Don't do that for at least a while.
I can't level up yet, so I didn't want to risk losing those blood echoes. I didn't need armor. So
yeah, okay, that's fair.
I just it makes me feel better to have the items, the healing items. That's what bothers me. One of my probably my favorite part about Dark Souls is the Estus.
Yep.
Like you always get a certain number of healing items back, and you never have to grind for more. And this game
is literally not that.
It's not that, but they've been pretty generous with it.
Pretty much anytime you beat something pretty large, I usually get a drop of at least 2 or 3 blood vials.
I killed that guy who's banging on the door, and I got 4.
Yeah, those guys, I think, always drop blood vials.
Yeah, I usually get 2. I one time got 4.
Mm-hmm. And then pretty much every time you kill anyone with a gun, you pick up billets. So that's pretty nice.
Oh, you have to kill him with a gun?
Okay, no, not with a gun. They just have to have a gun. Yeah.
Yes, I have noticed that. And I also think if you have too many bullets, it gets converted into blood echoes automatically.
No, what happens is that you have a storage in the Hunter's Dream.
Oh, they get sent to storage?
They get sent to storage. And if you go back there, I think they automatically get added to your inventory. The same with excess blood vials.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know my favorite part about Bloodborne is?
What is it?
It's also my least favorite.
Ooh.
When an enemy hits you, you can hit them back to regain some or all of your HP.
Oh, that's really great.
It's a really cool feature.
Yep.
And the only problem is that it makes me wicked panicky.
Because you're trying to get that hit back?
Yeah. So in Dark Souls or something, I get hit. I go to hit somebody and he hits me. I roll backwards. I put up my shield and I go, okay, that approach was not right. I'm going to reassess the situation, wait for another opening. And this one, I get hit, I do the same thing. I get hit, and I'm just like, and I have to go back and try and beat the crap out of him. I've died so many times because I've just been I need my HP back, and I just start swinging wildly at him.
Yeah.
Which weapon did you choose?
The axe, the cleaver thing.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Wait, the second one, the big axe.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the saw cleaver or the saw blade or whatever, the one that the switch blade thing that is in like all the trailers and whatever.
Yeah, I should have done that one. I think.
Did you get the pistol or the blunderbuss?
The pistol.
I got the blunderbuss.
How is that?
I kind of wish I got the pistol.
Yeah.
If it has the same amount of stagger, because pretty much every time I shoot someone like close enough to me with that shotgun, it like stops them in their tracks.
Have you watched anyone play this game at all?
No.
Okay, can I tell you something that's really great that I saw somebody do?
Sure.
So apparently, if you shoot an enemy like mid their attack animation, you stun them, and if you run up to them and hit them with R1, you stab them really hard in the front.
I remember reading about that.
Yeah, I didn't know that you could do that, but I saw a guy do it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is good.
Well, you can also, if you hold R2 when you're behind someone, that causes them to like fall on their knees, and you can do the same thing.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, yeah. Sweet. That's dope. Because I noticed they took out like proper backstabs.
Yeah, that makes me sad, and I love backstabbing.
But, yeah, backstabbing was great.
That's just, I'm fine with that being a Dark Souls thing.
Okay, yeah, fair.
That's like the quintessential Dark Souls element is backstabbing. That actually makes me possibly more happy than having it in Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree, yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. I know that you could like stagger people and interrupt their attacks, but I didn't know if you like timed it really well, you could like backstab them. And do you know if those critical attacks work on like larger enemies?
Apparently they're harder. Like the window of when you can do that is much greater, and some of them are immune to it entirely. So it's not like,
I would think so.
It's not something you can count on all the time, but pretty much any normal enemy you can do it to.
So tell me about your experience fighting those werewolves on the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Because as far as my experience, when I fought them, they were just... Because I haven't gone over there yet. Yeah. My experience, they are just tornadoes of teeth and blood. And as soon as I started fighting one, I drew one out, and I took him like way the other side of the bridge, and I started fighting him, and I was like, hey, I'm getting somewhere here. And then the other one like smelled my success and came over, and they just beat the ever-loving crap out of me.
Yeah, I think that's a thing that happens. Like, I think animals can smell combat, I think.
Yeah, I've noticed that the dogs, the hounds, are like way more perceptive.
They're super perceptive. So like as soon as you start fighting another hound, it'll usually hear it, and like any other hounds that like are within earshot will show up, and it sucks. It's bad.
Oh, I mean, my weapon is upgraded, and I have better armor, so I'm going to eventually go back and fight them.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
I gotta upgrade my weapon. It's not doing dick. Anyway, so on the bridge, I pretty much just did a bunch of side steps, and then I had enough time while they were coming at me initially to do like a fully charged up R2 swing. And with the axe, like it does this like sweeping arc thing that'll push and knock over, and then I just wailed on him, and it killed them pretty much. In that
Is there anything good back there?
It's the path to the first boss.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Dude, I knew it. I remember seeing it in like trailers or whatever.
Yep. No, it's the path to what's it called? The Cleric Beast?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
The first boss.
So does that mean that the run back to that boss is like the entire length of the like all the way up past all the hunters,
like past that giant gathering, and then you have to go in the courtyard, and then you go up. Yeah, it sucks, and I really wish there was a shortcut.
Are you sure there isn't?
I'm not sure, actually.
Well, you should look up and see if there is, and then tell me yes or no.
All right, I can try doing that.
Because you haven't beat it yet, right?
No, I haven't beat it. It's fucking... That thing hits like a truck, and I found like an entire set of armor in a sewer somewhere.
I found that too.
So I put that on, and I was like, oh, cool, now I can actually maybe do something cool, and it just wrecks me.
Have you noticed if there's weight, like equip weight?
There is not.
Okay, I could not find any stat about equip weight, which is good, because maybe it's just because I was in the Dark Souls mindset, but when I put on that new armor, I felt like I wasn't moving as quick.
Yeah, there is not that. And I also think that I've heard that the roll that you do when you're not locked on is more like the fat roll from Dark Souls.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So you should always be locked on?
Pretty much, yeah. Because when you're locked on, you do that really nice, really quick sidestep, which is dope. I love the sidestep.
Yeah, I do too. Who knows? It's like really snappy.
It's nice, and it's super reactive and quick. Because I feel like my only complaint with regular ass Dark Souls, if I didn't have the utmost fastest roll, I can't roll for shit.
No, I learned to play that game with the mid roll.
Really?
That's how I usually play the game, just so I can have a little bit of extra armor, especially if I'm going through the game for the first time.
Yeah.
But that's just like my opinion, man.
Yeah, it is.
Bloodborne, the game looks really pretty.
Bloodborne's visuals are tight as hell.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. I'm fascinated by the story.
Yep.
It seems so far that it's like the kind of story that they don't shove down your throat, just like they did with like the original Dark Souls.
Oh yeah,
and it's kind of like if you want to experience it, you can pay attention, and if you want to just kill things, you can just kill things.
Yep, it's neat though. I like the story. This one actually makes more sense from the get go. I feel like I don't have to like read into as much, and it's pretty not obvious, but it's a little clearer what's going on.
Yeah, I would say so. More so than the first Dark Souls for sure. Mm-hmm. But it shares a lot of similar story elements. So when you get into the house that's locked in the Hunter's Dream, there's a note in the corner saying like, basically the night of the hunt is going to last forever until like the illness is cured.
Oh, neat. Okay.
And so that's like the point of the game is to cure the illness and therefore end the eternal night.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And until then, just the purge is going to be happening constantly,
which is the thing, which is playing the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's you know that movie The Purge.
Oh yeah.
It's just straight up. That's what is happening in Bloodborne.
Oh
like
shit!
All the people wandering around killing people. Well, actually, so here's the thing: those enemies are hunters.
Yep. And
they identify you as the beast.
Yeah, I want to. I mean, spoilers. Do you want me to like tell you what I think I know?
Is it really a spoiler?
It might be.
Well, so are you just like throwing this out here? Because I have some theories, but like I know something.
I think I know something just based on watching other people play, but I haven't like seen it happen. And from what I can tell, no one really knows if it happens.
So here's my amateur theory.
Okay, go.
Because you know more than I do, probably.
Apparently, yeah.
I think that either you were already infected, or that guy at the beginning infected you, and I think that the bloodborne illness is werewolves.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
There's
what I think is happening.
There's a frenzy stat. It's either a stat or a condition, and I can't remember which one it is. Mm-hmm. And you'll get this notice that says you are in frenzy. It's like a little icon, and I think the first time it pops up, it even says that. Mm-hmm. And nobody's sure what it means, but I think at some point, if you get far enough in the game, or meet the right conditions, you can turn into a beast.
Okay, I could definitely see that happening.
It seems like
for whatever reason, the hunters know that you're infected, even though maybe you don't even know you're infected.
Yeah,
that's why they want to kill you. But they're also afraid of you.
Yeah, like
the guy with the torch will routinely say, "Get away," and swing his torch.
Yep.
It's super fascinating.
It is. It's very interesting. Yeah, no, I like this game a lot. I had to stop playing yesterday because I got really mad at the cleric beast because I couldn't fucking deal with it.
You know what I got really mad at?
What?
Load times.
Oh, dude.
Literally, like, you die, and it's just like, here's 60 seconds to think about what you just did.
That's probably like the main reason why I got so frustrated and I quit, because it literally...
I would say, yeah.
I died 5 times on that boss yesterday, and literally that's 5 minutes of load times.
Yeah, it's like legit, like it makes me so angry. Like I just like sit there and just go like, I'm just seething. Like,
yep.
if it just like moved on, so if it was like Super Meat Boy style, like you just die and then it restarts automatically and you just keep running, then that's so much less frustrating. But like something about the 60-second load time is just makes me feel like it makes me feel bad. It doesn't make me go like, oh, that's cool, but now maybe we'll try it again in a different way. Like I sit there and just like I can't even describe it.
No, it makes me really mad too.
They're apparently working on a patch to fix it though.
Dear God, I hope so, because God damn.
What if the digital version's any better?
Spoilers, it's not.
Oh,
I have that.
You have the digital version.
Yeah.
I bought the physical version so I could resell it.
Oh yeah, good.
Either that or just not open my collector's edition.
You can do that too.
But
I mean,
that doesn't actually bring me any real joy.
No.
That's only you only don't open things if you think you're going to sell it later, and I am not.
Right. That's why I opened all of my amiibos. But yeah, no, Bloodborne is pretty good so far.
And it's I'd say it's like really, I think it's really hard. I think it might just be because I'm used to playing similar games, and it's just different enough.
It is different enough, yeah.
You know, it's like at one point, like I accepted going into it that I wasn't going to have a shield, and I came to terms with that.
Mm-hmm.
But at certain points, I was just like really frustrated that I didn't. Not frustrated, but like I didn't die because Well, one time I died. I pressed L1 to go put up my shield because I forgot what game I was playing.
And all you did was turn your weapon into a big weapon.
Yep.
Or the other way around.
I turned it back into a small weapon.
Yeah.
I also sometimes press the wrong button. Like one time I wanted to switch my weapon, and for some reason I thought that was triangle, and I healed myself. It's weird having a dedicated button for heal, but I think it's a change for the better.
Yeah. I like it. It's fine. I sometimes catch myself pushing square, which sucks. But,
but that's naturally that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was going to say. Something about Dark Souls and... Oh, yeah, so like, there would just be times where, like, there's areas where, like, enemies jump out at you and whatever. I'm just like, I wish I just had a freaking shield. Mm-hmm. And, like, I didn't have to, like, spastically jump around to avoid this. And, like, I'm not talking about, like, the big fights. Like, if I'm just fighting an enemy, I don't have to use a shield. Like, I'll just only dodge. I'm fine with that. But, like, in areas where, like, I might get attacked randomly, I need to just throw my shield up real quick. I'm just so used to doing that, and I prefer that. But I'll get over that. Even though in like 2 weeks I'll be playing Dark Souls 2 again.
Oh yeah,
I have no idea why those came out so close together.
No clue. But hey, whatever.
It'd be just enough time for me to like get used to playing Bloodborne, and then go back to Dark Souls 2 and be like, "What the hell is this? What is this shield? I don't know. Where's my gun? I need a gun.
I need my gun." Yeah, no. But yeah, Bloodborne's great.
Yeah, the game's really good so far. I haven't read any reviews or anything, or even looked at scores, but it seems like the internet is abuzz.
They're overwhelmingly positive.
What are you, Steam?
Yes.
Overwhelmingly positive?
I am Steam. Welcome to Steam.
I can see that. I think that game seems really, really good, and From Software always makes good shit.
Yeah, it's just tight as hell. Yeah.
I can kind of tell, like, it's a little bit... I never really played Demon Souls. It definitely feels a little bit more like Demon Souls with the item, like the non-repeating items or non-replenishing healing items. Yeah. But there's a lot of Dark Souls in there too, and like I can tell, I'm pretty sure how it went is like the people who made Dark Souls, like the team that made Dark Souls and the director who made Dark Souls, as soon as Dark Souls came out, they just started working on Bloodborne.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago. And then they sent like, his cousin with an extra chromosome to go work on Dark Souls 2.
Yep.
And just like, hey, just put 2 on it and it'll sell a bunch. And that game's really good, but
it's not the same, though.
It's not the same at all. And I accept it for what it is, for being a different game. I almost wish they just called Dark Souls 2 like some other, like called it like something else Souls.
Yep. No.
Like Dragon Souls, and just like, okay, cool.
Or Boss Souls, because there's 100 million bosses.
There's a lot of
bosses.
Game. That's true. What you're saying is factual. There's tons of bosses in that game. But yeah, I don't think that game's bad. I just think it's different. I like all the Souls games that I've played for different reasons.
I mean, at some point, I feel like you should go back and play Demon Souls.
I probably should.
Yeah.
but I've also heard that is a game that hates you and wants you to die.
Yep.
Dark Souls is a game that, like, pushes you to... It challenges you, and then you're like, yay, you succeeded, congratulations. And you're like, I feel good about myself. Demon Souls is, like, hates you.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, you die, the levels are huge, and they're separated, which is another similarity to Bloodborne. It seems like the world's not interconnected. Like, the entire world is interconnected.
Right.
It seems like there's the different tombstones teleport you. So, like, the first tombstone takes you to the city, like what I can't remember. It starts with like a Y and a G, and there's an MAN in there somewhere. And I think like it's got a list of lanterns you can go to within the city, but there's also like the forest or something else that you'll go to later, and it seems like it's like kind of separated out instead of Dark Souls world that's like all interconnected. Which is one of the coolest things about Dark Souls, but I don't think it needs that element to be successful.
Yeah.
But Demon Souls, like, not only is every level huge, and you like pick the area you want to go to, and you have to it's a straight shot from the beginning to the boss. But if you die, you come back with half health and to reclaim your body. And also, every time you die, enemies become stronger. Up to like 5 times, or not 5 times stronger, but like that can happen 5 times.
That's awful.
As far as I can tell, there's not a penalty for death in Bloodborne, which is very Dark Souls, and I really like that because I think the whole game is like you're just supposed to die. Obviously, I mean you have to die to start the game.
Yeah, I don't think anything bad happens to you when you die,
besides the fact that you wasted items. But that's not really a thing. I like the fact that they brought back the no penalty for death because it allows you to just like care a little bit less and just kind of
it lets you take more risks.
Yeah, exactly. You don't feel so bad about like, oh, if I die, my health is going to go down by 5%, like in Dark Souls 2. And like, yeah, you have to go get your blood echoes or whatever, but whatever. Like that's part of the game. So you just yeah. Well, I think it's gonna be. I can't wait to play that game again. I'm gonna play it like as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, do it.
That game's fun.
Me too. I'm gonna do it.
Ryan, did you play a different game also?
I did. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna. Can you keep it? We've been podcasting for almost 40 minutes now. Already.
Shut the hell up.
We've talked about a lot of Bloodborne.
Wow.
So,
all right.
I'm going to talk about a game that I played it's going to take a bit of time. So, what you got for City Skylines?
Yeah, City Skylines is good game. It's a good game.
Moving on.
Yep, moving on.
No, that's like a SimCity like, right?
It's a SimCity's game. I think it's really good. It's just fun. It takes a little bit of figuring out because initially there's quite a bit to do with economy crap. So like you have to like manage taxes and put up certain buildings that bring in commercial people who want to like do business in your city and blah blah blah. It took me a little while to figure out how to actually get money in that game.
You primarily get it from taxes?
You primarily get it from moving in commercial people, which is like building offices and stuff.
So you just like, do you have to like zone commercial area and then they
exactly
move it automatically?
So there's like 3 different zones. There's residential, and then there's the other one that isn't commercial. It's basically like where you set up restaurants and shops, and it's like small business pretty much. Okay. And then you set up like offices and industry. Those are your big money makers. And I was like, oh, those are boring. I don't want those. And so I never made any in my first cities. And I was like, why don't I ever have any money?
To say, it seems like you should do all the things. There's like a reason why that exists.
The one you end up using the least is the restaurants and the other shit, which makes sense. Like thinking about just real cities.
Does that wind up being like quality of life stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Like your citizens are more happy if they have places like restaurants to go to.
Yeah, exactly. There's also like parks and other bullshit you can build that makes them happy. But honestly, I don't really worry about it because everybody's happy anyway. So I'm like, hey, whatever.
Well, I bet if you tax them more, you could just build like stuff to make them happy. But maybe if you just have taxes in such a point that
if your taxes are too high, they'll complain about it and ultimately leave.
Yeah, I feel like
which sucks.
Keeping taxes low will keep them happy enough that they'll stick around.
I think all of my taxes are like at 12%, and that seems to work out pretty well for me.
And this game costs $30.
It does. It's good though.
Let me just play a game called Wait for Steam Sale.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen. But yeah, it's good. My little city has like 40,000 people in it, which is no small feat because it took me a long time to get 1,000.
Ryan, what's the name of your city?
Better Than Nothing.
Okay, that's not a very good name for a city. That doesn't really sound like a city name at all.
It's not. It's why it's called Better Than Nothing.
Because
it's better than nothing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, that game's really great. If you like city builders, this is kind of the best one you can get in 2015.
High praise.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, I mean, it's certainly better than SimCity
2013, I think.
13.
Yeah, that game was garbage. I never even played it because I'm like, well, this game is nothing but bad things being said about it.
I don't actually know if that game was good or not. I just know that it was so broken at first that it was a nightmare.
The only thing I heard about that game is that your city is just too small. Like, there's just not enough places to build. The nice thing about this game is you start off with a fairly small area, but as you progress, you can buy like additional squares to put next to your city, and so you can grow it that way. So, like, I've expanded 5 times, so I have like a 6 square city, which is pretty big.
That does sound pretty big.
It's pretty big.
That game seems cool.
It's really neat.
I don't play a lot of city builders, but I feel like I could. That's like one that I could get on board with. Check out.
Yeah, you should.
Went on sale.
Went on sale. How much would you pay for that game?
$12.50.
Okay, I can see that happening.
Yeah, maybe not. I feel like $15 is like maybe the next sale. I feel the next sale is going to go down to like 20 and 25. I might have to wait a little bit longer to get it for $12.50.
You might have to wait until winter sale.
$7.50. I would buy it.
I'd buy 2 copies.
That's not even possible. It's a Steam game.
You could buy 2 copies and then you give one to somebody else.
Cities Skyline, available on Steam.
Yep.
Check it out, y'all.
It's good. If you like city builders, it's a no-brainer.
Right, that sounds like a pretty good game that you just talked about.
Yep.
Can I tell you about a bad game?
Oh, do it.
Dude, it's called Paula Deen's Recipe Quest.
I'm so excited.
I mentioned it. This is some hot breaking news last week, and so I had to. It is also hot garbage. You are correct. And so I had to check it out. I had to see what's going on with the newest game on the free-to-play Match 3 scene.
Yep.
I took notes.
Did you take notes?
It's so hilarious. Right away. Okay, so first of all, Paula Deen Recipe Quest. Does that name not like elicit some sort of emotion or like meaning from the game? Like, it sounds epic.
Yeah, it does
like
sound epic.
Recipe Quest. Like, they use the word quest. It's just a shitty Match 3 where here's the story.
Yeah.
You are working to be like, you're working in the kitchen of the Lady and Sons restaurant, and you're slowly making your way to become like the master culinary whatever of, but just making Paula Deen's recipes. It's just so, I don't even know where to begin here. First of all, every level is a recipe, and after you beat the level, you get to view the recipe.
Okay.
They take you to pauladeen.com, and you can make the recipe for yourself in real life. Oh, I got ahead. See, I didn't know where to start. I got ahead of myself. The most important part of the game, when you first turn it on, and they actually released a patch today that just said minor fixes or something like that. When you first turn on the game, there's a logo for like the game company that made the game, and it can't decide which side of the screen it wants to be on. So it, like, you have your phone in landscape, you're holding it in landscape mode, game's played in landscape, and I have my portrait locked, so it always projects the same way. And so it, like, here's the logo of the game, and then flips the other side, and then I flip it over to look at it, because I think the game's going to be on that side, and then it turns out it's going to be on the side that it was the first time.
Oh, shit.
So every time I play the game, I wind up, like, rotating my phone.
Yeah.
Which is, I haven't played it that many times. Because it works on, it's kind of fair, because it doesn't, there are lives, like Candy Crush or something, but you only lose a life when you fail the level. And the levels are not particularly hard to fail. I've only ever stopped playing it, like, once or twice, because I ran out of lives. But I cannot find where they tell you how many lives you have. I don't think that the display exists for that feature.
So you just walk around having no idea?
You you just keep beating levels, you lose enough, and eventually you go to hit retry, and you're like, oops, you're out of lives. It's like, do you want to buy more 5 cookies? It's like literally what it says at a certain point. It's amazing. So it's like they get like the world map that I'm assuming is like Georgia, and you go across the map making recipes for Paula Deen.
Yeah.
Selecting levels is a nearly impossible feat. I don't know where on the little blue circle you're supposed to tap to activate the level, but it doesn't, like, I've just like literally just like tapping on it for like hours trying to like select, not hours, but I'm tapping on it, and it like takes me like 15 tries to find where around the little thing I'm supposed to tap to start the level. It's completely retarded.
That sounds real dumb.
Every high score, or every level has a high score that was set by some guy whose name is just like letters and numbers, and it's literally so huge. Like, the high score he set is so impossibly huge, it doesn't fit on the screen. So clearly there's someone doing some weird shit with Paula Deen's recipe quest.
Some guy wants to be the best guy.
Well, he succeeded. He is the king. And so every level you select, it gives you a description of the recipe you're about to make, or just generally, they're just so half-assed.
Yeah.
They crack me up. I saved a couple. I'm gonna read you.
I'm so pumped.
So here's level 19. Unlock this recipe, Paula's pizza dough. This recipe is always a huge hit at any dinner. Good luck playing it. Tastes like lasagna soup. This soup will make you slap your mama. It is so good. Not it's so good. It is just so good.
It is?
Mashed cauliflower. One of my favorite side dishes. See if you can unlock in less time than it takes to make it. So, slow cooker beef short ribs. So now it is time to master the crock pot, a cook's dream machine. Does that not make your blood boil?
I'm so mad.
The best part of it is that happened in the story, in the chronology of the timeline, the story of Paula Deen's recipe quest. You had just become like the head chef of her kitchen. And it's like, now you are ready to use the crock pot. And you're like, shut the
front door.
Wayne's beef, macaroni.
Wayne's beef, macaroni.
You thought
if we had episode titles, that would be the title of the episode.
We can have episode titles.
I think we might have to start adopting episode titles for the sweet gem that is Wayne's beef, macaroni.
Well, you can put it on the web. You don't put it on a site. You don't have to put it like officially on the listing.
I'm gonna do whatever I want.
So, I'm gonna read the description of Wayne's beef, macaroni.
I'm so excited.
You thought the cheesy mac was tasty. Let's add some meat to it and introduce a great taste. And That sounds like a Chinese food menu description.
That's because it is.
It's just like, oh yeah, it's like, hey, what is strange flavored chicken? It's like, oh, it's like you're reading it. It's just like, oh, 5 something, blah blah blah. Introduce great taste. And
If you look at the credits for that game, when you eventually beat it, it's the same guy who writes all of the Chinese menus in America.
I really hope that that's true.
I want it to be true.
Also, right after I became a head cook, they were like, here, let's make this pimento grilled cheese sandwich. It's easy to make. And I'm like, but I just proved my mettle as a master chef in your kitchen, and now you're giving me this bullshit?
Now you're going to make me make a grilled cheese?
So, when you're in the level, there's like little there's like food items that you can match, like milk and cheese and eggs, and like most of the time they generally have what is in a recipe, and you have to match like a certain number of them in a certain number of turns.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Except apparently pizza dough is made with sugar, flour, and steak.
What?
You heard me. Just pizza dough. That recipe, the first recipe description I read you, just pizza dough, not pizza. That's what cracks me up. It says this recipe's a hit at parties. Just pizza dough. It's just a hit at parties.
But
not
what
even
about
pizza.
You could have like yeast.
Well, yeast is a very specific ingredient. I can imagine why they wouldn't put that in the game.
Every pizza dough has yeast.
It's true, but
every single
one. They
need
to make like sprites for ingredients that might be in more than one recipe.
Yeah, I guess. All right, that's really dumb.
Have you ever played like any of those silly type match 3 games at all?
No, because I have dignity.
That's not a factor here. So there's this really common theme in those games where you have to so it's either like clear a certain number of blocks or get a certain score within the number of turns or time limit, or it's like there are these obstructions on the grid, and if you clear blocks next to them, they'll disappear.
Yeah.
Or there's another thing where it's like, sometimes I've seen it like they're in, like pieces are encased in ice or something, and it's like, a blue piece, and you have to put 2 blue pieces on either side, and that breaks the ice. In this game, they have a version of that, except it's pancakes. And like an ingredient will be up in a pancake, and you have to clear the ingredient to remove the pancake, because its logic, the way it introduced that mechanic is it's like you're making this recipe, and they're like, wait a minute, this recipe doesn't have pancakes in it. You gotta get that shit out of here. It's the most absurd thing ever. And now I think I've touched on most of my notes. I'm just gonna introduce everyone here to the sound clip that plays at the end of Paula Deen's recipe quest. I mean, this music is hilarious. It's just this one track of this and nobody can hear that. It's just really shitty southern type music, like an acoustic guitar just strumming on a porch or something. So I've got a level here. I'm gonna just make the final match.
Yep.
You win. You won.
Dude, that wasn't even the good one.
That was hilarious.
There's one where she just keeps laughing for oh my god, she just she won't stop laughing. Her laugh just goes on and on. It's amazing. I want to try and find it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I may have made it a little bit too loud in the interest of just making sure everybody heard that.
I think that we'll fix it. That's fine, but
it's cool. It's fine.
God, that's hilarious. Yeah,
it's amazing. They advertise this on Paula Deen's website. Her voice is in it. It's. I can't believe that this game exists. It's so shitty.
I can believe that game exists. I just can't believe that it's as shitty as it is.
And there's so it's you have to. There's 50 levels, and you have to unlock level 15 and 25. You have to pay $1. You have to pay $1 to keep playing. And
no,
I did that.
Oh god,
because I just needed to see what happened.
Are you the Paula Deen whale?
I'm not a whale, because you can buy energy. I can buy a box of cookies. It's 10 cookies. It's 10 energy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I spent up to $100 on coins. I wonder if anyone's ever done that.
Yes.
I mean, you can buy power-ups that, it get extra moves, gives you a hint, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you would ever do that. The levels are not hard enough to justify that in any way.
Yeah, It's for like silly. I don't know. See, I don't know what the market for this game is.
Is there one?
Because it's like Paula Deen was for, because I don't think she's even on the Food Network anymore.
Her sons are, I think.
Okay, so but she's not. So like she's probably made all of the people who watched her, which is probably just like whoever watches the Food Network at 11 a.m. on a weekday. So it's whoever stays at home. I don't know.
I mean, after I think the whole like racism thing, I don't think she's really on the Food Network at all anymore.
Yeah, but she made Paula Deen's Recipe Quest.
She didn't make shit. Someone just said like, "Hey, we're gonna put you in this game."
You win. Awesome. Oh.
Awesome! That's the best thing.
It's incredible.
I think that's why they made that game.
This game, like, they just literally made it to like make fun of her.
I hope so.
Like, this is so. She's a straight up lulz cow. Like, we're just laughing directly at her at this point. It's like really kind of sad. She has like diabetes.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, me neither. Just shit she'd been putting steak in her her pizza crust.
It's not how you make that.
I'm literally just too captivated. I just want to hear more Paula Deen sound clips. I gotta take these pancakes out of this recipe.
Okay, you do that.
We're gonna talk about some news though, real quick, because we spent so long talking about Bloodborne.
That's fine. It's what the people want to hear about.
Speaking of Bloodborne, here's an interesting news thing. Apparently in Denmark, Sony was doing this thing where you could go and donate blood, and then they would give you a Bloodborne.
That's really nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
I would have done that.
Nice work, good looking. Oh.
Dude, did they patch out the hilariously long, ridiculous laugh? I'm really upset if they did.
I feel like that's the kind of game that doesn't get any sort of periodical update.
They got an update today, and they just called it fixes, but they added like stuff to the game. Oh, like I have a life meter now.
Oh shit, it's happening.
But yeah, I mean, the game was out for like more than a week without any of those basic features in it. It was hilarious.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, so it goes. Like in Denmark, you could just donate blood, and then there are a couple other games that you could get. It's like, how much blood do I have to give to get Bloodborne?
I mean, whatever. It's probably the standard allotment of giving blood.
I'd be down for that, except that I wouldn't get the collector's edition.
Yeah, I wouldn't care. Honestly, it's probably a code for the download version. If I had to guess.
Yeah, you're probably right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Oops.
You win. Oh.
There you go. I can stop playing this game forever now. That's the funny thing. I beat the game. I beat the final level 50, and the game just stops. Like you're on this winding road through Georgia. You get to this building that looks slightly like a restaurant. You beat the final level, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It just ends after that. There's nothing else to do.
That's probably fine.
I just don't, it ends with such a whimper. Like it doesn't even say like congratulations, you win.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait,
it's
it's like soon we'll be updating and adding more levels so you continue to play Paula Deen's Recipe Quest.
Yeah. Yeah,
nope,
no.
None of that.
We're all right.
Just really, like, these people just really rushed this game to market because they needed to get it in when the Paula Deen craze was huge. Mm-hmm. And I think they just rushed it a little bit too much. It seems like they just need to take it back and they just need to polish it a little bit more. That's my professional opinion.
Is that what they need to do?
4 out of 10. Then they'll fix all your problems. All right, so Konami got rid of Kojima. Hideo Kojima,
did.
a.k.a. Solid Snake's dad. And they did it at first by just removing his name from the box art of games that he still made.
Yeah,
like
and
he
also
made those games.
Also, I think they like completely changed the Metal Gear website to something like entirely generic instead of like the Kojima Productions or whatever it's called.
Is that what the website was previously?
Yeah, it had a bunch of Kojima stuff on it, but now it's just like a super standard game trailer thing.
I think this is just the weirdest thing. Like,
yep.
I can understand why, like, after the game was over, he might want to leave, explore new avenues.
I mean, but he's staying on until it's over. Like, I'm pretty sure they confirmed that he's sticking around through the rest of this year.
Yeah, he's going to finish Phantom Pain.
Yeah. Yeah, and he will. And since that game's coming out in September, I wouldn't be surprised if it's, by and large, pretty much done. It just needs, the fine-tuning and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing about it is, like... excuse me. The craziest thing about it is, like, Kojima still made that game. He's still going to continue to make that game.
Yeah.
And Ground Zeroes is already out, but they took his name off of all of the box arts for those games.
Yeah, they did, which is super weird.
And the Legacy Collection, which is a collection of games that he made a long time ago.
It's weird because, like, he already made that. That's a finished product.
Yeah, like, that game already exists and you can buy it.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to me. But when they finally announced that he was leaving, which, might not be a bad thing. He can go kickstart something and see if that works out for him. That's like old Japanese game developers doing that right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what ends up happening.
Konami, like, immediately announced... So, like, he left and he was like, guys, Metal Gear Solid is finished. I'm never making a Metal Gear Solid game again. The story is over, finally, even though he said that before.
Yeah.
He also says, like, yeah, well, I said that shit, but Solid Snake is my baby, and I can't just abandon Metal Gear. Like, I put so much into it, I want to make more.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he left, Konami was like... Yeah, too bad we own the IP, suckers, and we're gonna milk this train. What? Milk this train?
Yeah, sure.
We're gonna ride this train as long as we can. Konami is going to be making a Metal Gear Solid game like right away.
Dude, that's so bummer. That's a huge bummer. I just can't imagine a Metal Gear game coming out like every 2 years or whatever.
Yeah, they do. They have notoriously long cycles.
Which is fine. That's totally fine. I would rather wait like 4 or 5 years in between each iteration of a game than like have Assassin's Creed syndrome.
Yeah. With like multiple companies working on them.
It's because
working on them at the same time.
It's just they're never that good. And it's usually the same shit because they don't have enough time to iterate on, new designs or new mechanics or whatever. It's just blech.
And they just keep making what sells, like the same stuff, and like, well,
yeah.
This game sold last time, so we'll just make that again.
Tower climbing Assassin's game. Good, done.
Yeah. Oh, hey, synchronization points. Put that in more games.
Ooh, yeah.
So I found a funny little news story coming out of Nintendo, the Newsmakers.
Oh.
They've announced that Xenoblade for the new 3DS.
Uh-huh.
So when you buy a new 3DS, they give you a 4 gigabyte SanDisk.
Yep.
An SD card.
Yep.
Which, in my experience, is enough. Like, you can fit some download games on there. Plenty of virtual console games. Well, I mean, if you're buying all your games digitally and you put, like, Monster Hunter on there, it could be a problem. But
yeah,
it's a reasonable amount of space.
I have a 32 in mine, but whatever.
Well, you're also a crazy person.
Yes.
But what I mean is, like, you put a whole bunch of virtual console games on there and some smaller download titles. It's not going to really be a problem.
Totally.
They've announced that if you have that 4 gigabyte card and it's completely empty and you download Xenoblade Chronicles, you will not be able to fit it on your card.
Really?
Yep.
That sucks.
It does suck because they're probably only going to print like 250,000 copies or something stupid like that, and then sell them all, and then it's like, oh, you wanted Xenoblade Aftermarket? You can download it.
They're going to do the exact same thing that happened to the first run of this game on the Wii.
Well, that's what they've been doing with every Nintendo DS game or Nintendo 3DS game. Like, if you want a copy of Ocarina of Time or Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, go fuck yourself.
Really?
Yeah, they don't make them. They make a first run of 3DS game carts, and
really
they stop making them. Pretty much.
Oh, no shit.
Because it's all available for download, and that's cheaper for them. So they want to make sure that the product gets out there, but like they don't want it taking up room in store shelves and stuff like that. Like they just
look at that.
At a certain point, they're just like, listen, if you're going to buy this game, you're going to buy it directly from us.
$87.32 for an Ocarina of Time 3D cart.
Yep, that's the biggest. That's the number one notorious one.
That's fucked.
Fire Emblem Awakening, Bravely Default doesn't exist anymore. If you want if you want Bravely Default on a cart, like you should give up right now.
I have that on a cart.
Yeah, I got it. Well, I got it the day it came out. Because RPG, class change system. I didn't beat it. I probably should.
That's a great game.
It's a good game.
It's a great game.
So, Ryan, imagine your wildest fantasy involving Rock Band 4. And what song you want to be in the game. Like in your wildest dreams.
Like any song?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a song that like they could actually get the rights to easily because it like belongs to a record label or something, that'd probably be cool. But
okay,
what are you thinking?
Oh God, you know what? I want them to put Journey back in.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Because their license on that ran out.
Oh, really? Like you can't even. So if you own, what happens if you already own like Don't Stop Believing?
You can re-download it, but you can't go buy it.
Huh, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, Don't Stop Believing is one of those songs that's just like...
should be in Rock Band.
Yeah, that's one of the quintessential Rock Band songs. That's like, for whatever reason, people just love, like... you'll get people who aren't playing, like you're at like a party or something, and you get people who aren't playing who are just like, yeah, and singing along. Yeah, that song's awesome.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, they launched like a little widget on their website. You can go and suggest a song.
Oh, great.
Like, you just put in the song name and the artist, and just hit send, and then they pay some interns nothing to just, like, go through it and see which one are most popular. And they might add them to the game. They want, they're more in tune with the community now, because they're not a part of, like, MTV Interactives or whatever, like we mentioned before.
Yeah.
And they want to make, like, the Rock Band game that they want to make, and they want to make the Rock Band game that we want them to make. So they're going to keep pushing out DLC. They want us to have a little input on it. So I haven't thought of anything that I want to put in there yet.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of songs that I like that I have fun playing, but I can't think of like any ones that stand out so much I feel like suggesting it.
It's hard to think of songs that are good for Rock Band because they're not necessarily like your favorite songs.
Yeah, and if you had told me that Danny California is objectively the greatest Rock Band song of all time, like before I ever played it, I'd be like, I don't know, I don't really see that necessarily being true. But it is.
Danny California is the best Rock Band song. I will fight anyone who says otherwise.
It's a great song. It has a perfect balance of difficulty, and it's just great. It's just every part is fun. And everyone, it's just not too hard. You can't like have a little fun with it. It's amazing. It's brilliant. That's like from the first game.
Yep.
Although the chances of us being able to play it in
the second one.
That's from the second one.
Yep.
The chances of us being able to play it in the fourth version are pretty slim because the on disc ones are like a whole separate beast from the download ones.
Yeah, that's a huge bummer.
They might be able to. I mean, I think they might be able to like re-release some of the songs as like DLC if they can get the licensing back. But the idea of licensing them all as like these are the songs from Rock Band 2, download now, like that's a tricky situation.
I imagine at some point they're gonna do some sort of re-release or relicense for all of those tracks, or at least as many as they can get. And I think they're gonna release them piecemeal on their Rock Band store.
Like you can buy all of them at once?
Maybe, or maybe they come in like track packs.
I just think they should just release them as like individual songs because I don't want every song from.
I definitely don't either.
Like,
that's for sure.
There's certain songs I really want to have in there from 2 and 3, but there are certain ones that I could really live without.
Yep. No, same here.
Like, I don't care if I have Run to the Hills or Green Grass and High Tides Forever. Or
I like Green Grass and High Tides. That's a good song.
It is, yeah, but I don't necessarily want to.
It's hard. It's hard.
Or like Panic Attack from the second game.
Yeah, I'm also
hard
with
as
that.
hell. I don't necessarily want to spend a bunch of money on having that song in my game because I'm not. The Rock Band for me is not. It's not Guitar Hero. It's not about pushing myself to my skill limit.
No, it's about having fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So I want to have songs like. I'm blanking. Colony of Birchmen. I don't even want Creep.
I don't even want Creep either.
Colony of Birchmen from the second game is one of the harder songs, but I think it's super fun to play.
Yeah. No, it's. I have high hopes for Rock Band 4.
Yeah, it's coming out this year, so we'll find out what's up.
Yep.
We'll be definitely talking about it more as the news comes out about Plastic Instruments and stuff.
I wonder what the technical, like, legal shenanigans are for, like, streaming Rock Band.
Oh, that's an excellent question, considering you might get shut down for music copyright violation.
Right, because that's a thing that didn't really exist when Rock Band was popular.
That is a gray area like no other.
Yeah.
That is like, so you own the rights to stream this game, and that's fine. Like, if Harmonix says you can stream our game, but then, like, the music is being technically used for something else.
Right.
Like, it's being repurposed to be played on this stream, and then, like, the owner of the music might be able to take offense to it.
I mean, at that point, it might have to come into, like, the terms of the contract of the specific license. Like, if you want to have a song in Rock Band, they have to agree to that possibility.
Yeah, it's a real possibility with the popularity of streaming sites. Speaking of streaming sites,
whoa!
YouTube announced that in light of it not being able to purchase Twitch, because it tried to do that, Google wanted to purchase Twitch, and then Amazon bought it?
Yeah, Amazon bought Twitch.
So Google was, like, all butthurt about it. So they're going to be releasing a section of YouTube, or like a repurposed. No, I mean, like, YouTube's going to still remain the way it is, but they're going to release like a tab on the YouTube homepage or some other sort of website very similar to YouTube that's for streaming, specifically of games and sports.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't mean, like, when I say streaming sports, I don't mean like you just stream the Super Bowl for people who can't get NBC. It's like, you know, live like local sports. You know, like one of the things that's YouTube first streamed, apparently, according to the thing I read, was like some local cricket match in India, like not like a local one, but like a slightly bigger minor league or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, they're trying to break into that, but Twitch is such a thing that I don't think you can really compete with that. Like, Twitch is already so huge, and it's just the place you go to watch video games.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But it'll also, if it's got the YouTube name on it, then hey, who knows?
I mean, the only thing about YouTube is that their live stuff has never been that good. I imagine it's gotten better.
Well, I think they're specifically working on making it better. Yeah.
I mean, in that case, yeah, go for it. Sure.
Yeah, I think they might have some success with it.
Yeah.
That YouTube's a pretty strong brand, so
it's very strong. Yeah.
I think they might be able to do something with it. Right. What? You writing anything this week?
I already put something up on the site this week.
Oh. Okay, well, sorry.
Fuck you. But yeah, no, it's I wrote about the World of Warcraft.
Oh, I just saw your post about writing about the World of Warcraft. I should read that.
I wrote an actual post. It's about professions in World of Draenor.
Oh man.
And I get
you and your oh my god.
I get really grumpy in this post. I even titled it "What Makes Me Grumpy."
Yeah, you're just
butthurt.
Yeah, you really okay. Thank you for
I'm butthurt. No,
you
I'm
really
like,
are. You're like obsessed. You're just so obsessed with that shit.
I am. No, it sucks. It sucks. But yeah, you should read it and be mad with me.
I'm probably not gonna be mad about Professions. I can grump about how I got a helmet last night that looks dumb. Is that something I could grump about that?
You can grump about. Oh, you can do that. That's fine.
It looks really stupid.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's true.
I have not been writing as much as I wanted to because like I said, I've been moving all weekend. It's literally a miracle that I've been able to play as many games as I have. But like, there's so many things I want to get done. Like, I need to finish Naissance still.
Yeah.
That game is really sweet, and I want to get back to it. And I want to delve a little bit into my backlog. And I bought Oceanhorn. I really want to play Oceanhorn.
Oh, is that Legend of Zelda looking thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
It originally came out on iOS, and
that
now
looks
it's out
neat.
on Steam. Yeah, I heard it's pretty good. So I really want to check it out. But I just haven't had the time. And now Bloodborne is going to consume my life. So
yeah,
cool.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But until next week, that's it for the Bloodborne cast.
Yeah, Bloodborne cast finished, done.
We will probably talk about that game next week too.
I will. I'll probably talk about another game next week at least.
I'm going to try and play something besides Bloodborne, but I'm going to be playing a lot of Bloodborne, bro.
Yeah, I gotta get a game of Super Mario RPG in this week.
Oh, game's sick.
Yeah, I'm ready to think about that.
I look forward to it.
Good.
All right, everybody. Until next week.
All right, guys.
Later.
Later.